Worcestershire are anticipating their first victory of an otherwise disastrous season after enforcing the follow-on on the third day of Somerset's latest championship match at Taunton. Somerset began the day on 184 for 3, needing a total of 422 to avoid the possibility of having to follow on, and the day couldn't have started any worse for them as Xander de Brain drove at a ball from Richard Jones and was caught at the wicket for 15. He was soon followed by James Hildreth for 24, and then Peter Trigo slashed a ball straight to gully. 3 wickets had fallen with a total on 189, and that follow-on loomed. Even more so when it became 4 wickets for 1 run when Craig Keyswetter was trapped bang in front by the excellent Matt Mason. Suddenly Somerset were 190 for 7. Alfonso Thomas and Ben Phillips now had to try to repair the damage, and for a while they did a good job, although the latter was dropped at slip when he had 7. Thomas, after settling in, started to attack the bowling, hitting 38 off 53 balls with 7 fours. The pair were able to add a much-needed 49 for the 8th wicket. Thomas was next out as he slashed at a ball from Gareth Andrew and was caught at the wicket by Ben Cox, making a fine debut. Thomas was rightly furious with himself. Phillips now began to open up a bit, driving Jack Shantry for a couple of powerful fours, before he holed out at mid-off for 18 off the same bowler. At 247 for 9, Somerset was still a massive 324 runs behind. David Stiff then had a bit of fun, slicing a number of runs to third man off the edge and hitting a huge 6 with an extraordinary one-handed shot. He'd made 30 off 24 balls when a cross-batted swipe from Charles Willoughby lobbed a catch to mid-off, and the innings closed for 280, 291 runs behind. Somerset were naturally asked to follow on, and 2 balls into their second innings, Marcus Trescothick aimed a drive and was taken at second slip off Mason for a duck. Uncontrollable joy followed from the fielders. Normal service then resumed on the Taunton pitch. Justin Langer, playing his final home innings as a Somerset player, dug in with typical Aussie grit, waiting for the bad ball and hitting it viciously to the boundary. Situations such as these are tailor-made for the likes of the outgoing Somerset skipper. Errol Sapire was more fluent, taking particular advantage of the short boundary, moving to his 50 off only 65 balls. At tea, they'd added 113 runs together. Earlier in the season, Somerset had been in big trouble in a match at Taunton, but fought back brilliantly to draw that game with Durham, and thanks to Langer and Sapire, there was still plenty of hope of another escape. Langer reached his gritty 50 off 101 balls. The breakthrough came with a score at 142 thanks to a piece of brilliance by 17-year-old Cox behind the stumps. You won't see many better catches as Sapire departed for 83. James Hildreth came out as if determined to hit his way back to form as he hammered some early boundaries. That seemed to have an effect on Langer, who opened up and then sliced a low catch to second slip, out for 64 at 163 for 3. Hildreth was next to go, hooking a ball from Jones which he top-edged to Cox, went on 18. 15 overs still remained in the day, and Somerset was still 116 runs from making Worcestershire bat again, with their top 4 batsmen all back in the hutch. But Keyswetter and de Brain ensured that they weren't out for a second time in the day when the play was ended 7 overs early because of bad light. Somerset faced the final day with a huge job to save the game. They'll resume 88 runs behind on 203 for 4, with de Brain on 20 and Keyswetter on 10, but this wicket has had a habit of being kind to the batsmen on the last day.